and gentlemen, welcome to Doctor Who Reviews. This week we're talking about the second Doctor serial, The Krotons. And to discuss it with me, I have my co-host, just the one co-host this week. The other two ran away screaming in terror. That's not true, they're just unavailable. But yeah, my one co-host, and to my virtual left. He is the Sisyphus of this podcast, because secretly, he's always happy on the inside. It's Freezing Inferno.
Rain is dunking on the TikTok takes.
Who wouldn't?
Especially you, considering that you were majored in.
I tweeted about this on the weekend, but I think I could hear a whistling sound go off in my brain when I read that. I was like, what? Sisyphus, who twice cheated death, is doomed to eternity to roll a boulder up a hill, but it's okay because he secretly is happy about this. No, he isn't.
It's okay. Sisyphus is a tomato. Obscure references aside, this is what you get. This is what you get when you make a two-hander with me.
When I can't even get through the intro without cracking myself up, you know you're in for a good time.
Anyway, the Krotons here. What do we got?
The Krotons. Served with a nice salad. So yes, the Coupons is a... is it 1967 this?
8?
68 to 69. It cut through New Year.
Nice.
What a great New Year's gift, this story.
It's perfectly. Not to get too far ahead in the final thoughts, but I mean, as I said last week, I appreciate that on the scale of Troughton, from Gonzo to Trad, it leans more towards the Gonzo side.
It's very Gonzo.
I mean,
but it also has traditional elements as well.
And this is also the very first Doctor Who story penned by the legendary Robert Holt, who would go on to craft things for the next 18 years, and then he died.
Sadly. This is the main reason I wanted to talk about this one. Partly the whole thing is Robert Holmes' first contribution to the series, but also the interesting behind-the-scenes bits, because the behind-the-scenes is actually more interesting than the story that's presented on screen.
Really?
Yeah. In regards to the monster and what they were originally intended to be, and also a very, very unintentionally hilarious voice work.
Oh, I love that.
We'll get to that.
What's also notable to me is that a fun fact is okay, this is a little inside baseball, but people have commented on this enough that it's sort of history of Doctor Who thing. So in 1981, to ramp up interest for the Fifth Doctor, they did a bunch of repeats called The 5 Faces of Doctor Who. So it's every week you get to tune into a different old story with a classic Doctor, and it's and this was 1981, very early, VCRs were a very little thing. There's no such thing as, I can just buy the videotape or the DVD or whatever.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So they run a bunch of stories for each Doctor and also the 3 Doctors. But the Patrick Troughton one they chose was the Krotons, which seems very strange as a pick for Patrick Troughton, until you realize the fact that the Patrick Troughton era was massacred by the missing episodes bullshit. So in 1981, the only 4-part story they had to show on TV was the Krotons.
Yeah. It was basically the only one that was in any good working condition to show on 1980s televisions.
And literally, it's the only 4-parter they had. In complete form. The off remark is that in 1981, there's no doubt that if they could have run a Cyberman story like Moonbase or the Tomb of the Cybermen, they would have slapped that shit on there.
Yeah, we were a few years away from rediscovering Tomb.
Yeah, 10 years. And we still only have half of the Moonbase.
That's a shame.
But they did animate the other half, so if you want to buy the Moonbase and get some very trad Cyberman story, you can.
Trad, but not really that problematic. Unlike Tomb.
No, not really. I don't remember it being problematic, but it's just It's your standard. Oh no, they're attacking us.
Well, what I
It's
see
the
at the moon
monster.
base, there isn't a mute black strongman in it, so
Uh, I don't know if there was a mute black strongman. I think there's a black guy up there. I don't
okay. Let me
remember.
rephrase that. I would hope there is not a mute black strongman.
Yeah. Well, there is the whole make. Polly, why don't you go make us some coffee?
Okay. Well, we're not doing the moon base. We are doing the Clantons, and part one of the Clantons begins with the 75th Hunger Games selection. Wait, no. It is kind of like that though.
Well,
We got
yeah,
a ceremony. This is the Gonds. That's the name of
The
this
Gonds.
this alien race. They're humanoid because most of the should we say friendly alien races in Doctor Who were humanoid at this time.
yeah.
It was easier to do with a budget to just stick some makeup on a bunch of actors and a costume and say they're aliens.
Shit is they don't even have the budget of Star Trek to put like the glue like shit to somebody's face and say that's an alien.
Look at these aliens that are completely humanoid, but they're aliens. Trust us, guys.
Oh, but you want to see some alien designs? Just you wait until we get to the grab-ons.
Yes, that's quite a design. But these aliens then they are having a selection for the High Minds to become companions of their unseen masters. And the male is selected is Abu, fresh from touching the lamp.
Jeez.
Look, I'm gonna riff on this, okay? It's not the story's fault. I'm just in the mood to riff on something.
Okay, Mike Nelson, go wild.
Mike Nelson, I have had quite the week, and this is my steaming off.
This is your catharsis. I get you.
So I might sound like I'm being harsh towards the Cantons, but still. The Canton Everett Delaware the Thirds, but
anyway, so this guy has been selected, and they're also selecting a lady, and the lady that's selected is named Vanna, and her brother is like, "No, you mustn't go. I forbid it."
But I don't think he's a brother. He's the son of the chief.
Oh, I thought it was okay. I'm mistaken.
But Vanna is selected, and Farah says, "No, I don't want her to go." The leader is Selris. He is the chief of these people, but he's normally a figurehead because the real power is the unseen masters.
Unseen masters, and so despite the protests of Thara, the two go into these chambers and to be selected as the companions. And the implicit thing is, oh well, they're selected. We'll never see them again.
Yeah,
too bad.
They go to live a life of luxury with our masters. Spoiler alert, they don't.
Wait a minute! Holy shit, Rain! This is like the long game.
Yeah, this is like the long game.
I just picked that up. Oh, you've been selected. Oh, we're gonna go live in luxury. Wait, this is shit. That's actually a perpetual scheme to kill me. Oh no!
And even in the longer, they go, "Oh, we'll never see them again." They're like crying. It's like, "Oh God."
Good God!
But then you got people that actually want to be selected because that's screwed up.
Well, because they've been raised in this oppressive society and taught that that's just the way that things are.
Yeah. Anyway, at this point, our TARDIS team enters, and we've got the Doctor, played by Patrick Troughton, and we've got Zoe and Jamie. Now, we've done Zoe and Jamie stories before.
Mind Robber and War Games.
Yeah, I think they're one of the better Troughton teams.
I would agree with that, yes.
No disrespect to the late Victoria Waterfield, but... Sorry, yeah. Wait, no. Victoria's a character. The late Deborah Waterfield.
Yes. Deborah Watling.
Sorry, the late Deborah I'm getting this all wrong. The late Deborah Watling, who played Victoria, who's a decent companion, but is barely in any of the stories that survive.
And I mean, you can watch these stories even if the episodes are missing because a lot of them have been animated these days. But I mean,
And her ending is, yeah.
yeah. Basically,
They take
it's
advantage of the
very
fact that she
much
looks like a 12-year-old girl by having her live out her days as a 12-year-old girl.
But Victoria was very much it's the 1960s. We need somebody to scream at the monsters and get in trouble. That's kind of her deal.
Or get kidnapped by shady Scottish mountain guards in the Ice Warriors.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I haven't seen the Ice Warriors in a long time. Yeah, but I mean, Zoe's a little better. She still screams at the monsters, but she's also an intellectual equal to the Doctor, which would come up in the story.
Yeah, this is very much a Zoe-centric story for part of it, which I appreciate.
Yeah. It's neat.
She's central to the plot.
And Jamie McCrimmon, we have nothing bad to say about Jamie.
No, Jamie's one of the best classic companions I can think of.
Agreed. So they're on this planet. It's basically it's a desolate wasteland, aka a British rock quarry, and it stinks of sulfur, like rotten eggs. Ugh, gross.
There's crystalline structures all over the place, and they see the city from a cliff top. And then, just as they're going, well, where the hell have we landed this time, Doctor? Abu stumbles in, and then immediately disappears.
Yeah, they find this hatch, and they're like, what does this lead to? And then the door opens, and Abu stumbles out. Some turrets pop out, and they spray gas, and the gas makes Abu disintegrate.
He's vaporized on the spot, yeah.
Which is a very effective way of killing someone without paying much for a visual effects budget. Just spray a fire extinguisher and then crossfade them out of the shot.
Yeah.
So, good money-saving technique, and also is kind of,
It's also kind of horrifying, yeah.
Just a bit.
I mean, even when somebody like gets shot and falls down dead, there's still a body there.
Yeah.
There's nothing here.
Completely, particle disseminated or whatever the fuck you say.
Just vaporized into nothing, basically. So he's gone. The other selected Gond fares a little better.
Because the Doctor has had the bright idea of jamming rocks into the turrets.
Actually, but before this, because Abu's already gone in, Varna's yet to go in. And so there's an argument between father and son. I will not let her go, but son, it's our way. She has to go. At some point, the son draws a weapon and is surrounded, which eventually just Varna says, "Oh, to hell with this! Open the machine. I'm going in." She runs in. You're right. The Doctor tries to stop the process, thinking it's a sacrifice, and it kind of is.
It's not. I wouldn't call it a sacrifice per se. From the perspective of the Gonds, maybe wants to truce this down, but from the perspective of the people in charge here, it's more fucked up than that.
And you're absolutely right. She's run into the machine. The Doctor and co turn up in the middle of the Gonds arguing, and they're seized because you've stopped our ritual. You have committed sacrilege. Jamie fights with a guard because, of course, he does.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, I know.
Much better.
Jamie wins the fight with the guard. I'm not playing it again, but
no, you don't need to play it again once
because Jamie is a badass.
Oh yeah,
and he can handle himself in a physical fight.
That's why he's there.
Yeah, Highlander, Celtic spirit and all that.
Basically, like the Ian role of the first Doctor. He's a
lot more gung ho than Ian, though. But yes.
Oh yeah, but Ian would fucking throw down if he had to.
I mean, good God! The last time we see Jamie in his regular appearances, he's attacking a redcoat with a knife who's got a gun, and it's implied that he won the fight.
Beautiful.
But so yeah, the Doctor then describes. Well, we came to your city from this this crystalline cavern, and this young man turned up, and then he was vaporized, and that makes the Gonds very upset.
Well, because they're like, wait a minute, you came from the surface. Oh God, the surface is irradiated. Oh no, you're diseased. Oh God, you're radioactive. Oh, get away.
They do not do a Doctor No and make them decontaminate, thankfully.
Oh God.
So, with a bit of doubt spread amongst the crowd, our time travelers rush back in to try and save the other Gond that was selected, Varna. Farah goes in with them.
He's basically like, well, if they survived, I can survive too. Fuck it, I'm saving her.
And then you're absolutely right. The Doctor has the bright idea to stop the disintegration by blocking the turrets with rocks.
The Killer Croc approach.
Yes, I threw a rock at him. It was a big rock. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
Peace, Kevin Conroy.
And I can't remember who voiced Killer Croc in that story, but I hope he's not dead as well, in which case, rest in peace to Killer Croc's voice actor as well. They had some amazing cast members in that show. Not just, Batman, but also David Warner, who's gone, Roddy McDowell. I'm not exactly doing... I was going to say, I'm not doing great to get my mood up, am I? Adrienne Barbeau was Catwoman. Ron Perlman was Clayface.
Rain?
Yeah.
We lost him.
Who was it?
Aaron Kincaid.
Oh, God! Yeah.
Died January 6, 2011.
Rest in peace, Aaron Kincaid, as well. Oh, time is shit. Yeah. Right.
Yes, he is. But, well, Vanna's saved.
Kind of, yeah. At the cost of one umbrella.
The umbrella. Oh dear, look what they've done to my umbrella.
That umbrella had a family, goddammit. Yes, it was called the Nemesis and the Tyrant. I'll stop now. But, yeah, she's saved, quote unquote, but she's in a coma.
Well, much. Look on the bright side. She'll come out of that eventually.
Yeah. And her being saved and the account of what happened to poor Abu has really got the Gonds into a frenzy.
It's
like,
rebellion.
what the hell's going on here? Were they always being killed? Are our masters not our masters? Are they leading us to the slaughter? What's going on here?
Yes, but they don't know that yet.
And the next thing we have in the story is juvenile delinquents.
Oh boy! Look, listen. It's 1968 when this is written, right? So, the youth rising up is kind of a theme. Counterculture and the hippies and all that. It's the last gasp of the 60s.
We were what? 2 years after the Vietnam War?
Yeah. So definitely, it's a whiff of the political and the cultural landscape in this.
Yeah.
Especially given the resolution. But yeah. So a bunch of kids head down to the learning hall where all the advanced machines are, and they basically grab the guys in charge, and it's like, tell us more about the coupons. Tell us about them. I don't know. I don't know anything. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna smash these machines with a hammer.
I would, yeah. I mean, they're led by Farah. That's important. The young vagabonds are led by Farah, the chief's son, and there's these teaching machines that all the Gonds have to use, as is custom by their society. And they said, well, let's smash them, and we'll draw the Krotons out, and we can confront them. This is not what happens.
Well, the Doctor has some musings on the purpose of the machines. Oh, it teaches us this and this and this. How interesting! So but it teaches you only very specific things to keep you, just the way they want you,
Docile.
without any subversive ideas come to your heads. But how to rebel beyond, bashing things with a hammer, which not exactly the most effective form of rebellion for this particular oppressor, as we will see.
And then we get the voice of God.
Oh God.
I think this is the time to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because this shouldn't have been Stitches, but the first time I watched this story was during the Doctor Who Twitch marathon, as I think I've said before, and this voice came on, and I just creased up laughing because this is Roy Skelton. He was a
Dalek voice
respected actor and voice actor. He did voices of the Daleks. He did other monster voices. And he had the bright idea that I'm going to do a South African to create parallels with apartheid, because we got oppressive culture being oppressed here. It'll fit.
I mean, it's the 1960s, so Britain is losing African colonies left and fucking right as they declare independence.
Also, unfortunately, it turns out Roy Skelton couldn't do a South African accent to save his life.
Oh.
Because what he swore was a South African accent sounds like he's from Birmingham.
Oh wait, I was going to ask you because I don't know the regional accent. Is that the accent? The one where you go like this?
It's the West Midlands.
Okay.
The Black Country accent.
I don't know. We're going to control you. Like, imagine doing that accent,
Dudley.
But yeah.
I'm from Dudley.
What? Dudley.
Yeah, I can't do the voice, but point is never
Later
Roy
on,
Skelton, so we're evenly matched.
Later on, the aliens have a machine called the Dynatrope, and whoever, be it Roy Skelton or the other guy, always says the Dynatrope is in.
Yes.
Just the way the accent, this heavily regional British accented fucking alien, the Dynatrope.
As Christopher Eccleston said in Rose, lots of planets have a north.
Yes.
He declared to add, lots of planets also have a Birmingham.
And Nardole was there for a bag of crisps.
Just this idea that, it's these all-powerful alien beings, and again, this is no disrespect to the West Country, right? No disrespect at all. I've been there. Parts of it are very nice. But just the idea that their idea of what's the voice we're going to give to these all-conquering alien warlords? Birmingham!
Birmingham! Oh, God.
So I'm not making fun of the accent. I would never do that. I'm making fun of the producers thinking that was the best thing they could do for alien warlords.
Anyway, they're like, leave the learning hall immediately!
Or you will be destroyed. And the Doctor manages to dissuade, shall we say, the vagabonds.
But
disarm the vagabonds, and they are reasoned with. But unfortunately, the Doctor has been noticed, and that leads us into our cliffhanger. And I will just say right now, the cliffhangers are not very good.
They're serviceable. But I mean, our first cliffhanger is, oh no, what's that? What is that? Oh dear, Jamie, Zoe, look out!
It's a metallic snake-like thing.
That picture in the...
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a bendy light.
And it's intently focused on the Doctor, and we also see this machinery, and it prints out like a dot matrix of the Doctor's face.
Yeah. Kind of.
Those 60s special effects.
I mean, we're sort of, turning our nose up at it, but I imagine in the 60s, you could probably suspend your disbelief for this.
Oh, I mean, it's easy to look back at it now and say, ha, they had the budget of what you paid for lunch.
Yeah.
But,
on little black and white televisions of the 60s.
Exactly. It looked like shit anyways.
Yeah.
And
so he's been identified, and so this little bendy appendage thing is backing in. Is closing in on the Doctor. The Doctor's backing up. And he falls over, and it comes in to zoom on his face, and that's the end of part 1. Now, the way we get out of this cliffhanger is actually quite clever.
Wrong face.
Yeah, I will give it that. When the Doctor fell down, on instinct, he covered up his face. And that's what actually saves him. Because the machine uses pattern recognition, and when his face is covered, it can't recognise him, and it just goes dormant. And then the Doctor lowers his hands for a moment, and it comes back to life. Oh, God, no, cover your face again, Doctor. So, yeah, pattern recognition. Then one of the vagabonds does the stupidest thing he's ever done in his entire life, and assaults this probe thing, and its reward is to be jump cut out of existence.
Womp.
So this device has got, limited programming, machine logic, basically.
Oh, I killed something. That must be the thing I wanted to kill. Okay, I'm mission
Which they
accomplished.
later used on an episode of The Avengers, not that one. There's a episode of the Tara King years where there's this thing killing this person killing agents called Remac, and actually Remac's a big machine. It's not an enemy agent at all. And Steve tricks it into thinking it's killed him by throwing in his hat as he gets shot and then going, ah! And the machine thinks it's killed him.
Oh my God.
So, it thinks it's completed its task, and it's the same thing here. So mission accomplished, get back to base. And the remaining vagabonds want to continue their proper destruction, but then we get the voice of the Mistrons again. Leave now for your own good, so they do. Why don't we check up on Varna then?
It's fine.
She is recovering. The Doctor, we should mention, put her in a kind of hypnotic state to save her life. And we get a bit of more backstory. Like, the Gonds knowledge. There are some big holes in the Gonds knowledge. They've been taught everything about chemistry and medicine, and they actually have a scientist who's called Beta. Don't make a joke about that, please.
I won't make a joke.
I hate the fact that Alpha and Beta have become such a thing.
Yeah.
Why is it that whenever there's an interesting word, people just run it into the ground and make it lose all meaning?
Because they love having vocabulary to label people and things they don't.
Alpha, Beta, woke. The list goes on.
God.
But yeah, these teaching machines have taught them everything they need to know about chemistry and medicine, but they don't know what electricity is.
And they don't know that much chemistry. Well, Beta knows a bit of chemistry. But
yeah.
Very suspicious.
No, it's not that strange that a scientist wouldn't know chemistry, because there's like different branches of science.
I guess.
There's physics, there's biology, there's all sorts, astrophysics. But it is a bit strange. But
it's more part and parcel of the keeping them from knowing things that would harm the status quo.
The upshot of it is that these Gonds are being prepared by the Klingons for some sort of very specific purpose. But no one knows what the purpose is, because anyone that goes inside the machine doesn't come back, apart from Varna and Farah.
And then comes out and is obliterated. So
yes, apart from Varna and Farah and the Doctor and Jamie, and so basically anyone in the last 10 minutes that went in the machine that wasn't named Abu.
The Doctor leaves Jamie to look after Varna while he and Zoe go to investigate this learning hall. And even though I said Zoe's like an intellectual equal, she can still bumble her way into a situation.
Curiosity killed the cat, but I don't think this is a lack of intelligence.
I don't know. Lack of intelligence.
This is like me. No, I'm saying this. I don't think this is a lack of intelligence. I think this is just the equivalent of me seeing a slot machine and feeling a great desire to play it, for example.
Yes. So the Doctor and Sellers are looking under the learning hall at some stuff, just off screen. And Zoe decides to play with one of the learning hall machines.
That makes it sound like I've got a gambling problem. I haven't. The whole point is that I know that if I have money and all those things, it's going to go in, so I don't have money when I go into those things.
Smart.
It's about knowing your limitations.
Exactly. Don't buy loot boxes, kids.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, Zoe plays with one of these machines and puts on the headset and starts solving math problems, I guess.
Suddenly has a gaming addiction because when she comes out of it, or the doctor pulls her out of it, she's got this big ethereal smile on her face, and she's like, "Oh, the clip-ons are happy with me. It's great, isn't it?"
They're reinforcing the status quo with a quick hit of dopamine
and
to reward you for being good and not rebelling.
And then Selris looks at her score and goes, "My God, she scored twice as high as any gone before."
Oh goodness!
Meanwhile, Varna has woken up and is talking about burning balls of fire or something.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Flashing lights, her mind is burning up. Wait, no, sorry, that's Donna Noble.
Too soon.
Too early. She's coming back in about 8 months' time.
Yes. God only knows how that'll go.
Yeah, but a burning ball. She keeps babbling on about a burning ball or something. Jamie and Farah are trying to calm her down. She recognises Farah and then goes back into this trance-like state. Jamie then knocks her out with some tranquilizers.
The doctor gave.
Yeah, the doctor gave her some pills.
Oh, sleep.
If she's struggling, give her these, and it just knocks her out.
Yeah.
And then Zoe has been summoned.
This is one of the best scenes of the story, I think. Well, first it's like, yeah, you've been summoned. You're so smart, and now you're a high brain, and the powers that be want you for whatever purpose. And it's like, oh no, what do we do? Do we have to go? Yeah, you gotta go. It's the rules. Oh, but if I go, I'll never come back. Oh, well, that's fucked up. And then the doctor's like, oh well, you know what? You're not going in alone. I'll take the test too.
And he doesn't do as well.
This is so just the way that Troughton and Padbury play off each other here is great.
They are pretty good together.
He's not. This is a common thing. It's like the Zoe's smarter than the doctor. What? Which kind of has a whiff of the 60s to it, but it's also generally good too.
They get around it by actually having him score more, but before you go, oh yeah, well he obviously did better. He needed more questions to do it.
Yeah. I just love when he puts on the headset and he's just like, oh, okay, I know what this does. Okay, go away, don't fuss me. No, come back. What's this button do?
It is a rather good scene. So, they're both basically summoned to become the Krotons' companions.
And what do they find inside?
Ooh. A chair! Or 2 chairs.
And, well, they take a seat and then, oh shit, it's a flashing light!
And they're also glued to the chair. A force generator or something.
But the doctor has the clever idea of Zoe, grab onto this chain, and they hold onto it as they get, like, mentally drained or electrified or whatever the fuck. And the chain's going through it, too, because it smolders and breaks. But it does absorb some of the impact of whatever.
Yeah, if you hold the chain, Zoe, we can equalise the power load. We might be able to save our lives, which they do.
Which they do. Jamie arrives just in time to discover that the doctor and Zoe went inside the thing, and nobody's going to go get them out.
This is Ryder's Got to Eat, but it's Ryder's Got to Eat of the best kind, because it's just Jamie trying to break into a machine.
Jamie is the ass of this episode.
Oh, God, don't say that. You're right, but you shouldn't say it.
Well, what? Well, oh, yes. What can we have her do while the actual main characters do something?
Yes,
I promise I don't have that much Chibnall bile in me.
Yaz never got as far as grabbing a crowbar like Jamie goddamn McCrimmon did here.
Yeah.
Open the door. We can't open the door. Fine, I'll do it myself. Where's the nearest crowbar?
So once the Doctor and Zoe snap out of their electrified experience, they see a bubbling tank of stuff, which the Doctor takes a sample of the handy bottle.
Ladies and gentlemen, our antagonists, believe it or not.
It's a crystalline, like, it's basically amino acid for a crystalline life form.
It's 2 tanks of amino acid, as you say.
But for crystalline life.
Yeah, crystalline structure.
And it's starting to crystallize. And whoa, here they are.
Here are our antagonists.
Oh boy. Look at these. Oh, the 1960s just. Mwah.
This is the Krotons in all their glory.
Oh, their beautiful, crystalline, very limited range of glory.
They look great when they're standing still and doing nothing.
Especially when they try to do something.
This is the problem with this monster, and I think this, was kind of echoed by a lot of the 60s Doctor Who monsters. When they're stationary, they look impressive. When they've got to move or do anything of note, they look less impressive.
Clonk, 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 clonk. We're going to get the humans. I can't even do it.
Please don't do the
accent.
accent.
I can only do that accent when I say the word Dynatronic.
We are going to be permanently blocked in the West Midlands if we keep this up.
Activate the Dynatrope.
That always reminds me of something, but it isn't the West Midlands. I can't figure what it is, but I can safely say it's not anything to do with the West Midlands. But yeah, here they are. They have been brought back to life, essentially, by the combined minds of the Doctor and Zoe, whose brain patterns didn't follow that of the Gonds. So there's a scene where they're like, well, is the conditioning failing then? No, you just haven't got a Gond.
Womp womp.
So does that mean that the Gonds have now got another race that they're working with? Well, whatever the reason, they think, well, Jamie is one of this other race, and he's trying to break in, so let's just open the doors and let him in now.
You've got some real writers got to eat comedy errors here, things here, because just as Jamie is getting in, or just before, the Doctor and Zoe find the exit hatch. You know, the one that shoots gas at you that disintegrates you. But it's locked because the coupons don't want them to get out. But luckily, we didn't mention this, but, it's a lucky little Chekhov's gun. The Doctor picked up a piece of mica from the surface outside, and he just puts it against the thing, creates a little, and bridges the circuit, and opens the door, and they escape just as Jamie gets in, and these crystalline fuckers are gonna get him, and that's our part 2 cliffhanger.
He gets grabbed by this claw, and they're like, we will test your mind, puny human. Puny mortal. We will test your mind, and if the machine,
well, they call him a primitive, which
they said we believe you have a primitive brain. If you have, this machine will destroy you. And that's part 2's cliffhanger.
Dun, 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 dun.
I wasn't joking when I said the cliffhangers weren't really up to much.
And
the resolution of this deadly cliffhanger, actually, maybe it's better we keep him alive. That's literally it. we can question him about the other two high minds that we just processed. And we need to kind of have him alive to do that, so keep him alive for now. So he gets interrogated. He has to speak the truth because of the mind probe.
No, not the mind probe.
You got there before me.
Yes.
That line has gone down in legendary meme status by now.
Yes, it has.
Oh, that poor actor. He gets one little line enunciated incorrectly, and he's got to live with that for the rest of his life.
Yes.
Oh, dear. It's standard stuff, basically. Who are you? Where are your friends? Where have they come from?
Who are you? Where have you come from?
Will you please stop trying to do the accent? But that was actually not bad.
Okay.
Where have you come from was actually closer to it. And
So,
Zoe and Jamie's, Zoe and the Doctor's response to this is, let's run away in the TARDIS.
what's a TARDIS?
Well, the Krotons are debating whether or not to destroy the TARDIS and them inside of it.
Should I stop doing this thing?
What do you think?
I think you think yes.
That sounded more South African than West Midlands. God damn it.
Hey, I did better than Roy Skelton.
No.
Okay, no, just immediate joke.
A group of...
Okay, I'll stop doing this voice. Instead, I'll go up here. How's that?
Oh. You've infected my PC, clearly, with some malware, because in my recommended videos on YouTube was that Jenny Jenny song. Exit 75309 Jenny Jenny.
I'm in your cookies. A chocolate chip.
Can we move on, please?
Okay, let's talk about
the asshole.
Let's talk about a new person who's going to antagonize things and cause problems.
It's Philip Maddock.
Oh, Philip Maddock from such Doctor Who stories as the War Games and wait. Hang on.
War Games.
During the Morbius.
He's in
which
the
we haven't done.
Morbius. He's in War Games. I think he might be in one of the Key to Time stories.
He's in the Power of Kroll.
That's right. And he's also in the second Peter Cushing movie.
Really, is it? I don't know that.
Yeah, he's the guy that he's the informant who the Daleks then blow up in his shack.
Well, that's gleaned quickly.
It's the basic fooled you moment.
But yeah, Philip Maddock, who played the Warlord in
about a year before he's due to not exist anymore.
Hey, it's like those guns in this thing.
Yeah, but he does exist in this. This is Elec. He is the second in command of the Gonds, essentially. He is the assistant to Selric. Selris. And this guy is really ambitious.
I want to do things and take control.
Even though he wasn't taught to actually do that. But, I don't know, I guess blind ambition can trump teaching? Question mark?
I want to kill the coupons.
Well, okay, Skeletor. I've basically been warned about doing the Jordan Peterson Skeletor voice again, so I won't. It's funny, but it's also not, because he said it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter that impersonator then put the voice of Skeletor to it and made it funny. He still said those things.
Yes, he did, and he sucks. Peters, not the impersonator.
That being said, the person that rigged up a Billy the Bass fish to talk in Peterson's voice, inspired. Complete with their head coming towards the camera every time he leaned in.
God almighty.
It's too good. By which I mean it's too bad, but you know what I mean.
So yeah, Elec is like, you stupid sheep. We need to take over and get rid of these oppressors. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually is not going to it's not going to save us. There's been a vote, and I am the new leader. There actually wasn't a vote. But
it's mine.
This is what he tells Beta. That he's the leader now. He knows when it's the end.
He's very much a let's act now, even though, the way it's framed is like it's not exactly action versus inaction. Like action to free yourself from the oppressor's fine, but it's got to be smart action. Every fucking decision Elec makes is like the worst fucking thing that only makes everything worse.
And credit to Beta, he is much more in favour of Selris's cautious approach because of that.
Being me and the Doctor Who fan, I don't exactly I'm not entirely unsympathetic to Elec's approach of, we need to take these fuckers down now. We don't need to be playing the cautious game of, maybe if we wait and carefully consider. No, we need to fucking liberate ourselves.
Except that he's only doing it for a power grab.
Yeah, that's the part that's fucked up. It's no, these people are in charge. I want to be in charge. Me!
He's not doing it for the betterment of his society. He's doing it to rule society.
Yeah, so that's... Yeah, it's pretty nuanced for a story about crystal aliens, huh?
Yeah. Nuanced indeed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they've finished the interrogation of Jamie back at the Dynatrope.
And they're like, and they send out one of the Gravons to investigate this TARDIS thing.
Yeah, which leads to Jamie just thinking, right, I'm going to attack this other thing with a weapon.
He's like fiddling with it for ages while like, oh, why would you kill me? That won't do any good. Take this!
We cannot be destroyed. We can be rendered into molecular energy, but we will always survive. And as he said, yeah, keep talking, Sunshine. Just going to get this weapon. Just going to reach for this weapon that I saw your buddy walk off with. Or trundle off with. It's not really a walk, is it? They are quite lumbering.
Speaking of trundling along, we've got this thing outside going after the TARDIS.
This is what I'm saying. When they have to do anything of note, they're less impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this must have taken its toll on the suits that were made, because they were supposed to show up again in a cameo in the War Games. And in fact, they were actually going to, pay Robert Holmes to use them on the screen.
Okay.
If you've seen the War Games, you'll notice they do not appear in that episode, and that's because the suits were not in working order anymore.
Oh, wow!
They got Power Rangers Rubber Suit Monster Syndrome. They fell apart.
Wow! Good thing this wasn't a 6-parter, or we'd be in trouble.
Oh no, Doctor, you've defeated me by the process of entropy, which collapses and reveals the actor inside.
Wait, this isn't Legopolis.
That would be a very better way of defeating them, but that's not what happens. There's a bit more behind the scenes of them, which I'll get to at the end of the story. Because the fact that they were replaced by the Daleks is ironic.
So the Doctor and Zoe are out, and they're investigating stuff from the tank. They found it's tellurium.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to remember if this is a real element. It is indeed a real element.
There you go.
Atomic number 52.
Neat.
I thought it was, but I just want to make absolutely sure before I said something I might regret.
Yeah. And so they've investigated that, and now they're just talking about what to do next. And there's one of the things. Oh no!
The thing sprays the thing, and the thing disappears.
Yeah,
the thing being the TARDIS.
Yeah. Oh no, the TARDIS has been destroyed. Oh wait, no, it came back like 2 seconds.
Yeah, the Krotons sprayed it with its horrible gas, and it disappeared. There's like this mist, and Zoe's like sees the mist. Oh no, Doctor, the TARDIS! Look. And then as soon as the Kroton has disappeared, the Doctor's like, "We're okay, Zoe. I turned on the HADS."
Ah, yes, the HADS.
The Hostile Action Displacement System.
Which Gatiss would use again in Cold War.
I think Moffat used it in The Witch is Familiar as well.
Yeah, pretty sure the cliffhanger to Magician's Apprentice is basically the same fucking thing as what happens right here.
The Daleks blow up the TARDIS, yeah.
Except they don't.
No, it's just...
So, Elec has a great plan. Hey, the under the learning hall, there's these great big pillars that support the machine of our oppressors. We're going to rip the whole fucking thing down!
That's Cyrus's plan. He's going to attack the foundations to damage the Dynatrope and maybe draw the Krotons out. Elec's force is just, we're going to attack the damn thing.
Well, okay, both plans are pretty fucking misguided.
I would say Cyrus's has some merit.
Well, the Doctor directly says when he finds out, oh, what a dumb idea, oh no!
Yeah, but not as dumb as attacking the thing directly.
There's layers of dumbness, I guess, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
We also get a plot point that the Dinotrope is actually dying.
the Dinotrope.
The, oh my god. Future me, you know what to do. Thank you. But yeah, so we've got all sorts going on there. Jamie's being tortured, but he gets out of it as the group on here says, the Dinotrope will expire in 3 hours' time. It will run out of power, and that's what we need the high brains for. So there you go. There's your explanation. They need energy of mental energy to power the ship.
This is where you get to some interesting thematic bullshit with the story, where like they're using these people that they're oppressing, and they're basically just reducing them down to the expendable energy of their minds, and then they send what's left outside to be vaporized efficiently. It's basically a capitalist hell world analogy when you think about it.
Yeah, and that's why he was like dazed and confused, the young guy from part one, before he got zapped, because he
Which,
didn't have like
yeah.
full cognitive function anymore.
Oh, it's a great honor to go and be with these. Actually, we're going to take your mental energy and use it for our own benefits, and then just kill whatever the fuck is left. We're
God,
done with you. You're a useless. Yeah, we got our value out of you, and now we don't need you.
I don't want to play with you
Waste.
anymore. Drops him on the floor.
Basically, yeah. Capitalist hell grind mentality. That's how I
Yeah,
read it anyway. And so we got people rebelling against that. So I am sympathetic to that cause, even
we've
if
got three things going on at once here. Not just counting with Jamie and the group on here, getting away from him. We've got the Doctor trying to get Farah and Varna, who's now okay after her ordeal, to evacuate the city. Problem is, the city's already evacuated because Elip's men are attacking the Dinotrope directly, and Selris is there trying to take down the foundations. And it leads to a funny moment where Selris' plan actually appears to work, and the Krotons are like talking to each other. Like, why is the floor wobbling?
uh-oh.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And that leads also, it's like, don't do that. Jamie's still in the Dinotrope.
Done.
So then they rush off to try and save him, while the two Gonds stay with the chief scientist. And our cliffhanger is just so stupid.
Rocks fall. Oh no, Doctor Who's been bonked on the head.
Rocks fall and everyone is mildly inconvenienced.
They're mildly inconvenienced at the start of part 4, but oh no, rocks fell. What's gonna happen? Oh dear.
Basically, this is a way to get Thara out of the action, because he gets his leg injured in the aftershock. Some of the Gonds are hurt, but they're not. I don't think there are any dead bodies here. If there are, I missed them.
Me too.
It was just extras deciding, you know what, they don't pay me enough, I'm not going to move here. But the Doctor and Zoe were causing the rockfall, but they're fine. They're essentially fine. The Doctor's a bit shaken up. He's a bit dusty, but he's alive. He's not really hurt like Thara is when a rock just lands on his leg. Ouch.
Ouch.
Jamie is still trying to get out the Dinotrope, despite the fact he technically escaped it back in episode 3.
He escaped.
He's won, but at what cost? And the Clampets are trying to fix their Dinotrope because it's been attacked. It's leaking as well. They managed to stabilize it for the time being. They come to the realization, oh, well, the Gonds must have, assaulted our craft. And those two high minds must have helped them. We need to get them back. So they leave the safety of their ship. Selris is basically like, oh, that rockfall idea didn't actually do anything to the ship at all.
Whoops.
But he did. Because the Dinotrope is clearly leaking now.
Oh, that helps.
So a plan is then concocted with, of all things, acid.
Okay, this is something I got from other Doctor Who critique, but if you're reading this in light of the 1960s counterculture and youth for rebellion, how does the Doctor help them overthrow their oppressors? He mixes up a bunch of acid. Huh?
Or as the Times Wiki article puts it, the Doctor and Zoe come up with a chemical plan. Which is actually pretty good writing.
I'm imagining one of those Always Sunny title cards. The Doctor and Zoe violate the Geneva Convention.
Oh, say no more.
Beautiful. Couldn't have asked for better.
Then we get an ultimatum. We also get an argument between Elik and Selris. I'm the leader. No, I'm the leader. I'll lead the Gonds to salvation. No, I'll lead the Gonds to salvation. I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus.
Now I'm Spartacus.
Elik actually tries to get Selris arrested. But everyone is horrified when a clam pit emerges from the Dinotrope. It's the same. It's the Roy Skelton clam pit, because of course it is.
Bring them back to the Dinotrope.
They kill a random Gond, because fuck that Gond in particular, I guess.
That's where evil.
It's to show that they are serious about their threat. You have 15 minutes, or we'll kill everybody. Elik, of course, is like, yes, of course, Lord, we'll give in. We'll get them to you.
Wow, what a great fucking resistance leader you make. Oh, you're an oppressor. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't hurt me.
And just like, are you mad? They are our friends. You're going to sell them out. Yeah, but if they take them and they get the ship fixed, they'll leave and we can survive.
And I can be the leader and rule over all you peons.
Selris is skeptical. Selris thinks that they'll destroy them anyway because they have no more need for them. He's probably right. Thankfully, we don't find out. And then again, Jamie's stuck behind the door. Jamie has to get the door open a bit. The Doctor goes, "Oh my God, Jamie's behind that door." This goes on for a while. They do eventually get him out. And now Jamie's role is to go to the scientist and prepare acid with him.
Whip up the acid, Jamie. That's a good chap.
It does lead to a rather. It does lead to a rather good visual with Jamie and Beta.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Them whipping up the acid.
Also, Varna and Selris have been placed under house arrest? Question mark?
Because Elik can just do that, I guess.
Yeah, there's guards now, and they said, well, Selris is like, I'll distract the guards, you get out of here, you tell the Doctor what to do. It doesn't work. And
Selris gets the acid.
Yeah, even worse, Varna had a bottle of acid on her, and she's grabbed by the guards and escorted back. It rolls out of her pocket. Now, the guards don't spot it. Selris does. And very, very quickly, just tucks it away like, oh, nothing to see here, gentlemen.
Bring it all.
So the Dinotrope is dying, is about to power down. Elik gets the Doctor and Zoe, capture them, and force them into the machine.
Go in there! Yay! Now our oppressors will leave, and they won't hurt us, and I can be king!
He's like, Varna, quick, give me the acid. What acid, Doctor? Oh, Christ.
And,
but Elik's plan actually works, because the Krotons are discussing this. Well, we could destroy the Gonds, but if we do that, we'll use up too much power. So let's not kill them yet. That yet covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And then we get a lot of stalling.
Oh boy. Padding.
An awful lot of stalling.
Writers gotta eat.
I'm afraid this story does kind of run out of steam about the end of part 3. For me. The Krotons get their Dinotrope. Sorry. The claptraps
Dyna-
get their dynatrope working.
Oh, I thought you were going to correct yourself by saying Dynatrope.
The claptraps get their dynatrope working, and we find out this is kind of like the lodge. I'm sorry to bring this up because of the writer, but this is kind of like the lodger in the sense that there's a spaceship, and there used to be 4 pilots. 2 were destroyed in some sort of space war. Even though they said, we can never be destroyed, we'll just be read into molecular form, but we can come back. No, these 2 are just gone. Here today and gone tomorrow. And that's the description on Twitter sorted out right there. But it's like that episode with James Corden, isn't it? Where the ship crashed, the crew all died. Of course, infringed brilliance with the crew died because River shot them all.
Womp.
In about 5 episodes' time. But yeah, so 4 of them. There's now just 2, but your high minds will power the ship for us,
and we can do whatever.
we can fly off the planet and do whatever we want to do. Conquer the galaxy, unlimited rice pudding, etc., etc.
And the Doctor and Zoe. Well, the Doctor is very hinting towards Zoe as he talks. Oh goodness. So this is your tank where what you need to survive, and you have it plugged into your suits. So if anything were to get in that tank and contaminate it, handing a bottle of acid to Zoe, it would be very bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
But they can't stall forever because if the ship takes off and then runs out of power, it'll crash land, it'll explode, and the planet will be destroyed.
But luckily, Zoe pours acid into this tank.
Not quite yet.
Well, around.
She's got the acid ready to pour in, but they do a bit more stalling.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I'm trying to speed past the padding.
And
here.
then we get the great visual with Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've got him and the chief scientist carrying a huge cauldron full of acid together.
Oh boy!
Don't drop it! Don't drop it! The set's expensive, boys.
We had to kill a lot of xenomorphs to get this shit.
Bless you for that reference. Bless you for that.
The silence made me think you were like, really? You were just
No, I was just appreciating the reference.
I thank you. Anyway, giant cauldron of acids.
Yeah, where's the doctor? Oh, we put them in the machine. You did what?
Anyway, we're leaving now. We got what we wanted. You can. Well, I'm staying here to help the doctor. Oh, fine. Yeah,
they're leaving because they figure when the ship takes off, it'll destroy their city. So anyone in the city will also be destroyed.
All right, fine. I'm getting out of here. See ya. I'm the ruler.
And we get a bit more a bit more exposition between the Krotons as the Doctor and Zoe putting on headsets to be plugged into the machine.
And the stalling here is actually funny, where the Doctor's like pretending not to know how to put a fucking headset on. Okay, you just put this. Oh, how do you wear? Put it on. Oh, how do I get Zoe? Can you help? Put the headset on. Fuck. I don't know. I'm baby. I'm done. Put it on, or I'll exterminate you.
We should also point out that there is a heroic sacrifice here.
Oh yeah.
Tonight, the part of Koshamas will be played by Celbris.
Oh God.
I feel bad for him because actually this doesn't really do anything. This is how the Doctor got the acid.
Yeah.
In case you wonder, where does magical acid come from? Because didn't Varna have it and then Celbris had it? No. He jumps into the machine. He jumps into the Dynatrope. And he manages to palm it off to the Doctor and then gets blasted out of existence.
Womp womp.
Poor man. But, he did what Eadlit couldn't do. He tried to help and got killed for it, but he tried to help.
Yep.
So the remaining Gonds that aren't Celbris are evacuating. The Doctor can't put his headset on properly. And just as he's distracting them, that's when Zoe gets the ball of acid and pours it into the tank with the airlines.
And after a bit more stalling, they're starting to melt.
Yeah, so it's like, well, fire now, and they hit each other.
It's like the Joe Pepper's bit with the Daleks.
Ow, Larry, stop shooting it, Larry!
Oh, God.
I think it's actually Simon, but there's a new Joe Pepper's, by the way, and it had me howling with laughter. The fact that he couldn't actually continue because the party hat bit slayed me. It even made him laugh because when I say party, you say hat? Question mark, and he couldn't continue.
Party.
Hat?
Hat. No. But
it's I guess it was his roommate or something had to say it because he clearly wasn't expecting the question mark at the end, and it made him corpse.
The clampets melt. The Dynatrope is melting. The Dynatrope, sorry.
And why is the Dynatrope melting? Because Jamie and Beta are pouring in the acid.
It's LSD time. Get enlightened, kids. But yeah, well, all's well that ends well.
Except for the Claptraps. They're kind of dead.
And for Celeris.
Yeah,
and
he's
for
very dead. Do you remember the whole, we can't be destroyed? Yeah, about that, mate.
Well, they were arrogant, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. And so all's well that ends well.
Either will be dealt with off camera.
Gonds Society will probably be better. Tara's going to deal with fucking Elec.
Off camera.
And the Doctor, Jamie, and Zoe dematerialize off for another adventure in time. That's the Krotons.
Yeah, and here's where we get the behind the scenes bit about the Krotons then.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, so it all begins with the Daleks, actually.
Oh, yeah?
So the Krotons were one of several Doctor Who monsters that were intended to be potential replacements long-term for the Daleks, because Terry Nation wanted to make a Dalek TV show over in America. He had the rights to the monsters, he had the rights to the Daleks, so he had every right to do this. Which is why the Daleks do not appear at all in person after a certain point.
Which is evil of the Daleks.
They couldn't get the rights to them. So the Krotons were supposed to be, one of the potential replacement. Because they look, big and intimidating and impressive when they're stationary.
They look it, but the effect is a little bit something to be desired.
And also the fact that one of them had an accent akin to Ozzy Osbourne probably didn't help.
Sharon, get me the Dynatrope. Where's this bat come from?
Poor Ozzy will never live down the bat.
Poor Ozzy had to retire just now because his back is all fucked up.
Didn't he retire like twice?
Yeah, well, I mean, he put out a statement like a little while ago.
He did put out an album called Patient Number 9.
Okay, retire from touring, I think.
Yeah, because he's still doing music, but he did fall off a quad bike in the 2000s.
Yeah,
and severely injured himself. He survived, thank goodness, but
his back is fucked up and he's not healing right.
He can't tour. He can't do a lot of things,
which is a shame.
But he can still sing and produce music. So there's that. And long
anyway,
but yeah. So long story short, they rejected them because they couldn't do anything. That might be why the suits fell in disrepair, and they were supposed to be in the War Games, as I say. But they ended up instead paying Terry Nation instead of Robert Holmes to use the Daleks, and from that the Daleks came back into Doctor Who because the Dalek TV series deal had fallen through at that point, or he'd had second thoughts or something.
Well, the Daleks didn't come back until her tweet.
So the Mechanoids, the Krotons, both meant to be replacing the Daleks, both didn't for various different reasons.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we think of the Krotons?
Shall I?
You may start.
It is perfectly adequate Doctor Who with a whiff of the left-leaning revolutionary to it. I really like the dynamic between the Doctor and Zoe. Jamie, he's a little lesser in the story. He's basically running around at the heels of everybody, just missing them. But he gets some good moments too. Gonds society is interesting enough, and the titular monsters are fine and they're stationary. A little fun to poke fun at here with the Gonzo design and the voices, but yeah, it's not a terribly offensive episode of Doctor Who. I can think of much worse 60s Who I could watch. So I think this is a fine story. Just perfectly adequate 4-part series. Doctor
Yeah, and I echo that. Although I would say 3 parts, because the 4th part to me is where it all falls down.
Who.
There's an awful lot of stalling in part 4. And I'm fine with writers got to eat most of the time, but it got stretched to a ridiculous degree here. Quite frankly.
Yeah.
I also think that the Krotons might have been more effective if they'd gone with Robert Holmes' original design for them.
What was
which
that?
was crystalline beings, as opposed to robots.
So like those ice ladies from the Attack of the Cybermen?
More crystalline than ice.
Right, well, yeah, ice, crystal, potato.
Yeah, but also they were built to the wrong scale, which made them a lot more unwieldy, which is probably why they fell apart.
Whoops.
Yeah. So yeah, they were meant to replace the Daleks. They didn't succeed. Also, interestingly, originally this was slated to be the departure for one Jamie McCrimmon.
Really?
Or at least the story that would have aired in this slot.
Huh.
It may not have been the Krotons or the Trap as it was once called.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a couple of bits of trivia here, and it's all right. There's a lot of stalling, a lot of padding, and the Krotons are, as I say, impressive stationary, and then one starts talking with a Brummie accent, and I can't stop laughing. Again, not an insult to the people. Not an insult to the people of Birmingham. Did not expect today to be told to F off by a voice intimidating a Birmingham accent that was meant to be South African from a Canadian. That's a real mix of culture right there.
Real melting pot, if you will.
Just
So, any other thoughts on the?
Yeah, I don't regret picking it, and actually, although it was intended to be a slap in the face to Mike likes it, so
it's fine.
It worked out.
It's not the Dominators.
The reason why I didn't pick the Dominators is because when we do that, I want Mike to be around for it.
Oh, that's gonna be really fun if we're both in the same place. And Mike is like, and then the Quarks, and these fucking people are like, it's gonna be great.
And Mike's like at the window going, yes, more.
Careful, Mike, or we'll watch Frontios again.
Shout out to Mike, love you, buddy. So, I believe it's your pick next, Frezno.
Yes, it is. I've got something wonderful in line. You've been kind of dropping references here and there to it, actually. So we're going to do a Doctor Who story involving a space race and mysterious astronaut and a conspiracy at the heart of it all. And it's one of my favorites.
Are you picking?
That's right. That's right, everybody. Next time on Doctor Who Reviews, Matt Smith was not born when the Ambassadors of Death aired.
Oh, you got me. You got me good. I was like, I was like miming in my head the Impossible Astronaut, the Day of the Moon, and it wasn't.
So yeah, on the mentality of we have to cover it sometime, I have avoided picking this for a while because it is a longer serial. It is 7 parts. So holy shit, these writers are having a buffet.
Well, I hope you're looking forward to a cat only podcast next week. No.
But also it's very interesting to me. It's from John Pertwee's first season, so we get Liz Shaw,
Yeah,
and we
we've got
get
Inferno.
a whole bunch of conspiracy and planning and people doing things for their own reasons, thinking they're the hero of their own story. It's a very complicated plot with some gonzo elements, but also kind of realist in its own way. I like it a lot. I remember it fondly, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it.
I've never seen this one.
We are in for a
So I will go in completely blind, which I'm fine with. But if it's 7 parts, I will definitely like break it up throughout the week.
Yeah, kind of stagger it. Watch a couple here, a couple there. I mean, hopefully, I think we can get it down in our limited time frame.
And usually, if it's a 4-part story, I watch 2 parts of one day and 2 parts the next.
So that's a good metric.
And then so do like a little refresher the day of the podcast just to remember it all. But
well, we'll have to see how. We'll have to see how the time frame shakes out for actually talking about it. If we overrun, we can probably do. We might have to do it as a 2-part round.
What's the other list short? I mean, obviously it starts with Spearhead in Space because that's John Pertwee's debut.
Ambassadors, it's okay. It's that's
the Silurians. The
Silurians, the first Silurian story, then Ambassadors and Inferno.
The one that doesn't use a slur word.
But yeah, next time John Pertwee goes to fucking space in like a rocket ship, not in a TARDIS.
Because you can't use the TARDIS at this time.
Yeah.
Except when he does, and then gets taken to a hell world.
That's the next. That's the next. Well, that's the next story.
Thank God we already did that one. We don't have to do it again.
Yes, that made me irrationally mad. But anyway, Rain, where can you find us lovely people?
You can find us lovely people on Twitter at ReviewsDoctor, and individually we are at Rainiac the Maniac, at Freezing Inferno, at Concave Usurper, and at the Kachiri. We're also on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Rainiac/ Freezing Inferno / the Kachiri and / Concave Usurper. You can also buy books by our friends. Buy Back to Liam Fowler by Christopher Tier, Volumes 1 and 2, with Volume 3 possibly in the works, although I may have preempted that.
We'll have to see if
it's coming at some point, I know.
It's something.
Yeah. Buy The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon. Available on Amazon.com, and I think it's just Amazon.com, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And I believe, Frezno, you've got something you'd like to promote on the subject of Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to get in the habit of doing Twitch regularly. So I'm trying a thing I call Monday Night Frezno, where I go live on Monday evenings and play some games. So last week I did Castlevania 2. And I'm not going to say what I'm doing this week because I haven't done it as a recording. And I kind of want to surprise Rain. That's up live. You can find it on the YouTube or on the Twitch VOD in its bit ratey glory. So hopefully that becomes a thing that I keep up and people like. So drop into Monday Night Frezno.
I'm sorry, but every time you say Monday Night Frezno, I just hear Vince McMahon. Welcome everyone to Monday Night Frezno, and no one should hear Vince McMahon because of what he's done.
That's true.
God. And now he's back, and everything's going to be bad again.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I've got to hold out hope that he's just there to facilitate a sale and then leave again.
Can I make one political statement before we leave?
Is it about him?
No.
Go right ahead.
Don't buy the Wizard game.
Oh boy, we're going to catch so much heat from free speech people for that. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Birmingham and Twitter I'm banned from. Great.
Say goodnight.
Good night. And join us next time for John Pertwee and the Ambassadors of Death. Until then, assuming I'm still allowed to post things on the internet by next week. Bye for now.